Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the No One Special Hear Me Out podcast. I'm your host, Zach, bringing you an episode 6, I believe. And this was the first week of, like I said, we were doing 2 episodes a week from now on, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, here I am, Thursday, bright and early, making you a nice little podcast that no one's gonna listen to. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, last week, or last episode, I guess 2 days ago, we've gotten like 10 views in 2 days, which is ridiculous because my other other videos only have like 15 to 20 views, and they've been up for like months. So thank you so much for the support. And I did think it was funny. I don't know if anyone else noticed. Me and my brother noticed this. The last one we talked about Chad Johnson with his tryout for the XFL. If you typed in Chad Johnson, I don't think it is anymore. I think it's like maybe like 10th or 11th down on the list now. But if you typed in Chad Johnson, I was like third that popped up. Like you have to type in XFL or Chad Johnson tryout or anything, just Chad Johnson, which was ridiculous and crazy to me. But yeah, so we're gonna jump in. First thing I want to talk about actually is something little personal to me in the world of sports and sports gambling. Kentucky just unanimously voted for the House Bill 137, which legalizes sports gambling in the state of Kentucky, and it's gonna be sent to the House floor now. And if this can pass, I can stop going to Indiana to place bets. I would greatly appreciate it. It would be tremendously amazing in my life. Probably just lose more money, honestly, because I'd be able to bet. It's actually a pretty solid thing because I put in my bets at either the beginning of the day or I have a friend put them in, and I don't want to bother him. So usually whenever I place 5 or 6 bets, I'm done. So like 5 to 7 usually is what I'll go to. So if I can sit there and just open up my phone and bet more, probably gonna bet more. But oh well, that's what happens. Speaking of betting, yesterday, or we'll do Tuesday since the last episode was Tuesday. Tuesday I went 5-2, up money. One of the 2 that I had were some like small little parlays that one team didn't hit. And same thing with yesterday. I went 4-2 yesterday, and there was a odds boost. Penn State led the entire time, and they ended up losing, which I was kind of skeptical about that anyway, just because of Minnesota being at home. But I was like, Penn State, they'll fight, they'll be right there, which they were. They were, I think, up at halftime. They were up until like the last 4 minutes of the game, basically, and Minnesota came back and just took it. But like I said, I didn't put a lot of money on that. And then the other loss I had was, I can't really remember. I had somebody at like a high spread that didn't end up hitting. I think I was like 3 points away from it. I think the spread was maybe like 15 or something like that, and they won by 12. Couldn't have hit one more, a couple more free throws or one more 3-point, But that's the way it, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess, as my brother would say. After that, I would like to talk about something that is pretty saddening. WWE Hall of Famer. I know I don't really talk about WWE stuff on here. I was a really, really big WWF fan. And whenever it kind of transitioned to WWE and I got a little older, I stopped watching it as much. I still keep up with like some of the times where like my old favorite wrestlers will come back and stuff like that. I'll like watch the highlights and the clips of it, but I don't watch it. But WWE Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson passed away last night or this morning at the age of 75. Obviously, most people He retired. He wrestled from 64 to 91. So the year that I was born, he retired. And didn't wrestle anymore. He had like a few little things after that, but like he mostly retired in 91. So obviously people like my age and a little bit different, they're, gonna know him as Dwayne The Rock Johnson's father. It didn't really, the few articles I read, maybe I just read it like super early, didn't really give a reason why he passed away. That's tremendously sad. I can't imagine that. My heart goes out to The Rock and the rest of his family. But yeah, he wrestled from 64 to 91, which is ridiculous if you think about it. So much wear and tear on your body. I know whenever he was in WWE, he was known for the Soul Patrol tag team, which was amazing. So, again, my heart and, thoughts and prayers go out from me to The Rock and his family. I know they really need it right now, just for the simple fact that losing someone's never, easy to deal with whatsoever. Even if you see it coming, if you don't see it coming, if they're high in age, low in age, doesn't really matter. It's still really, really hard. So, we'll move on from there. Sorry to bring a low thing in the show, but we'll talk about some NCAA basketball. Yesterday was not a good day for top 25 teams. I believe 5 top 25 teams got beat. One of them got beat by another top 25 team, which if you're going to lose, I would rather lose to a top 25 team. Personally, I don't like to lose. Obviously no one wants to lose, but if you're going to lose, it might as well be a top 25 team. And that was number 5 Butler losing 78-70 to Seton Hall, number 18. But then you have number 25 Creighton lost to Georgetown 83-80. Auburn, number 4, lost to Alabama 83-64, almost 20 points, 19 points. That's ridiculous. Wichita State, number 16, loses 65-53 to Temple. And then, obviously everyone knows I'm a Louisville fan, but seeing Kentucky get beat the way they did was awful, and I feel so bad. They were leading the entire game. One of my bets that I hit yesterday was, I think Kentucky minus 2.5 point spread for the first half. Killed it. I think that was like my biggest bet of last night, I believe, and hit it. Knew I would. 2.5 points. Come on. They led it the entire time, and then at the very end, South Carolina creeps their way back in, and it goes up by 4. Kentucky ties it, and then a really ridiculous buzzer beater 3 goes in, and they lose 81-78. So they lost by 3 after leading the whole game, basically. Again, even as a Louisville fan, I feel for it. Glad I won money off of it, but at the same time, my entire family are Kentucky fans, and never easy to lose that way. I don't know if I would rather get blown out or lose in that heartbreak moment, because they both have their separate types of like downfall and like pain that you feel as a fan. And as weird as it sounds, like that pain and that like just getting so into it is why I love sports so much. Like no one ever, I don't know. It's one of those things where you feel for them, and you get into that mindset, and you're like, oh, we got to win this. We got to win this. And everyone always makes fun of, people that say like, what position do you play? I mean, especially in college, it's definitely a team atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Call me dumb in the comments. I really, don't care. But that's just how I see it. I'm like, oh, we need a good second half. We need a good comeback. We need to win this next game. Don't get me wrong. Do I think the players are obviously doing a lot more work than me? Yes, but at the same time, like, and I think that's like how a lot of kids pick schools as well. You want to go to the most lit school whenever you're, taking your visits and stuff, and you want to get that like that nice crowd atmosphere, and that's my personal opinion, I guess. Like I said, call me dumb in the comments. Don't care. That's just how I see it. Big game Saturday. Number 11 Louisville versus number 3 Duke. Saturday at 6 o'clock Eastern. It's gonna be a good game. Louisville's been killing it this year. Obviously, they've played a little sloppy the last few games, and I think with that overtime, that they got the win. But with going to overtime, I think they're gonna be mad. Duke's coming off a loss. They're gonna be mad. It's at Cameron Indoor. That is going to be the game to watch for the weekend. That is just going to be amazing. Sorry about that. But yeah. All right, now like I said, Tuesday, this one was realistically going to be about the NFL and the playoffs and stuff, but I didn't really have a lot to talk about, seeing the fact there's only 4 teams left in it. I will say that unfortunately the Panthers, Luke Kuechly, retired at 28. That they need to start doing something, I guess, because and I understand that the NFL and people that work in football are trying to, but you're going to see this more and more. They're going to, kids are going to come in at 20, 21. They're going to get millions of dollars. They're going to make millions of dollars for 6 or 7 years, and the risk versus reward at that point, like, I already have so much money if you spend it and use it wisely. Basically, I already have so much money at that point. 5-6 years in the league, I don't need more than that. Like, the risk versus reward is just too high with CTE and injuries, concussions, whatever it may be. Like, they're going to have to fix this, or more people like Rob Gronkowski, with Calvin Johnson. Like, these people are going to start retiring super early, and it's just gonna have to be something that they look more into and spend a lot more money on. Luke Kuechly, 2012 draft, the ninth pick in the first round, a 7-time Pro Bowler, Defensive Player of the Year, 2013. Dude was a monster. I always liked him. I kind of always wished that he would, use free agency and go somewhere else, but it didn't happen. I also would like to point out the fact, and I'm really not trying to like poke fun at Luke Kuechly. Amazing career, obviously, everything. I didn't notice this until he retired and they started putting like a bunch of pictures of him without a helmet on ESPN. The dude looks like a bulky version of Josh Hutcherson. I believe that's his name. The guy from, PETA from the Hunger Games. That guy. He looks like a bulky version. Like, a lot of his pictures, I was like, did little dude from the Hunger Games get bulk? Did he get some mass? He gang season? But no, all jokes aside, I just noticed that while I was watching ESPN the other day. But we'll get into the conference championships. Obviously, the Titans and the Chiefs, and then the Packers and their 49ers. I don't know who I think is going to win. Realistically, on paper, I want to say Chiefs and 49ers. I really do. But I also thought the Titans were going to beat the Patriots. And I also thought that, I thought the Patriots were going to beat the Titans. And then whenever that didn't happen, I was like, oh, well, for sure, Lamar and, the Ravens, stomping. Lamar's going to run all over the Titans. No. Like, the Titans might be the dark horse of this whole Super Bowl this year. Because the way they've played in the last two games, now means people can stop them. The way Derrick Henry's running, the way that their defense is right now, no one's going to stop them. Now, does that steam wear off? And do the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, heck, Titans could go up 20-21 or what was it, 24-0, and Chiefs could still come back. So Chiefs are playing really good as well. And with the 49ers, I thought it was going to be the 49ers and the Saints that were, going to be in the conference. Like, they were going to be the two in the conference, and one of them was going to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to stick with the 49ers, although, obviously, that the Packers can do something. Aaron Rodgers, he just sprinkles a little magic on there, and he can destroy it. As of right now, though, I'm going to say... I'm going to say Chiefs 49ers are in the Super Bowl. That's not set in stone. I'm not betting on it just because, like I said, anything could happen. I might do throw an over and under on one of the games. But unless I can get a really good spread, which I took an alternate spread on the Titans versus Lamar and the Ravens, and I got them at plus 17.5 points or something like that. I was like, that sounds good, because I was like 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Although I felt like the Ravens were going to run it on them, I was like, Derrick Henry's going to score, so he's going to, even if they go up, he's going to, So if I could get some crazy alternate spread like that on one of these games, probably on the Chiefs-Titans game, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, it's going to be a really tough one to actually sit down and think and place a bet. That's going to be very, very hard. I just don't see it. Just don't see me actually doing a bet on that one at all, or either one of those. So that's going to be it for today. I greatly appreciate you watching. If you could smash that like button, subscribe. I'm also going to put my Fandule link in the description. I believe one person actually signed up because I got a random $25, and it said, reference or whatever, referral bonus. And like I said, I believe now the way they do it is they do 25 now, and then you'll get 25 every day, every week. So if you sign up on a Friday, then you'll get $25. Next Friday, you'll get $25. Next one, you get $100. I get $100 the same exact way. So, yeah, basically just, smash that like button, subscribe. I always forget to tell people to do that. And, if you want to sign up for FanDuel, the link's going to be in the description. I'll also put my link to, I was going to say Twitter, but I wanted to say Instagram because I never used the Twitter for this account. But yeah, I'll put the link into the description. Also, do me a favor, drop a like, or at least drop a comment and say if you like basketball and football cards and stuff like that. Because, tell you a small little story before we end this. I had a guy come into my work and buy a bunch of basketball cards. He was looking for him. He called me 5 times. He came in 2 or 3 times, and I was like, listen, man, I took it on his number. I was like, if we get these certain type of packs in, I'll call you. So we finally get them in. I call him. I was like, how many do you want? Thinking he'll be like, oh, I'll take 20 packs and 3 boxes or something like that. And he goes, I'll take them all. I was like, man, it's going to be $2,000. Didn't care whatsoever. Wants them all. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I was like, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have held him for him had he not called and like came up there and stuff. And I was like, all right, maybe he will. So I put him aside before we even like put him out or whatever. And he bought a bunch of them. He bought, I think it ended up being like $1,600, $1,700. He gave me a few packs and stuff just because I helped him out. And I found out the reason he wanted it was because there was like a card in there that was worth a bunch of money, blah blah blah. And I was like, I was like, cards used to be, because I used to have I had a Michael Jordan card that was worth like $15,000, and I literally held on to it and checked it 5 or 6 or 10 years in the down the line, and it was worth $20, which was high for cards around that time. That came out around that time at least. Like so, like they don't. But I opened them up and I got a John Morant rookie card, and I put it on eBay. You know, like started at like $5, and it's got like a day left, and it's already up to $45. So drop me a comment if you are into basketball cards. Because honestly, with possibly making money, and I was like so giddy. I felt like a kid again because I used to love basketball, Pokemon, like football, like all baseball, all kinds of like cards and stuff like that. So I felt like a little kid again, like opening it up and stuff. And I thought about it afterwards. I was like, man, I should have made like an unboxing video because I see them everywhere. Um, so if that's something you might want to see on this channel, or maybe even like me start another channel, and that's all I handle over there is like sports cards and stuff like that, drop a comment and let me know. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and I'll see you next time. Peace.